Give me my check. Put some respect on my check. Pay me in equity, pay me in equity. Watch me reverse out of this. He got a bad bitch. We live in lavish. I get expensive fabrics. I got expensive.
Check out the villa that I'm staying in for a couple of days in Mykonos. What's going on, guys? My name is Grex and I'm currently in the sunny, amazing Mykonos. I know I'm inside, you can't really see it. Taking for a house tour at the moment. Booked out this amazing 2-story villa in Mykonos. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got a kitchen over there. I've got the workspace. Oh, get the glasses on. Just check out that view. Absolutely beautiful. There is no place like this on earth. Mykonos is just amazing. And they're obviously building another villa there. So this one's a bit of an interesting video. It's a bit different. And it's on a topic that I think a lot of young entrepreneurs are faced with. I know I'm currently faced with it as well. I've got the microphone on because it's so windy here in Mykonos. The topic is, should you go to university? Is university/college worth it? Is it worth investing your time and money going to it? What's the point? For me, personally, I do not think so. If you're a young entrepreneur, obviously we're talking being an entrepreneur without many responsibilities. You don't have a family to look after. Maybe you're paying rent somewhere, but you know, obviously you're not in your 30s or 40s. You don't have to look after anyone. It's pretty easy for you. I think obviously you should invest your time into learning, self-education. You know, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And I think that's very true. One thing, at least for me, I've never been a bookworm. I've hated books my whole life. I hated reading them, at least. I just can't put myself through reading a whole book. I can do audiobooks. I can't do the reading. That's very difficult for me. So obviously school has never been something that I've wanted to do. I did complete 12 years of schooling with my higher education certificate, and now I am currently in university. Let's look at this pool, man. If I slip here and die, I apologize. And the cement truck is going up there. Essentially, for me at least, why I don't think university is that important is because I originally started studying a Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in entrepreneurship 2 years ago, before I was even really touching anything that much with entrepreneurship full-time, at least. I had done a business as a, you know, just a side hobby business the year before, where I had started selling hoverboards. I had caught on to the hoverboard trend, and that was obviously very profitable and quite good. But I was more into music and obviously DJing, producing, and just going out, getting lit, having fun. I failed everything, needless to say, and that's, you know, that's no way saying that, oh, you know, don't go to uni because I told you not to because I failed everything. But hold up, I was studying finance and all that other stuff, which I mean is practical, but for me at the time wasn't. And obviously after that I decided to change to something that I thought was a little bit easier, and that was last year when I started getting into the online business sort of thing, and obviously e-commerce back again and doing all that stuff. And I changed to a Bachelor of Arts majoring in marketing, which I know sounds like a bit of a joke, and it is. And that's where the real issues started happening, because I started educating myself. I was looking at my friends making all their money with Shopify, dropshipping, FBA, affiliate marketing, everything like that. And the marketing that we were learning at my university was just absolutely useless. First of all, the courses are just ridiculously expensive. It's like $1,500 to $2,000 a course. That's the unit. It's like the units themselves in the semester. So it's a very expensive semester, and it's not a private university. It's actually one of Australia's biggest universities as well. But everything was just outdated, and it still is. You know, at least in the marketing, when we were doing digital marketing, they were showing us not even how to use Google Ads, literally nothing. They didn't even have a clue what Facebook Pixel was. None of the teachers obviously are educated in that field. They've obviously been taught the conventional marketing way, you know, which some of the fundamentals are still there, but it's not as, you know, those fundamentals obviously build up to what you're doing now with e-commerce, whether it be, you know, personal branding and stuff like that. But the whole marketing and electronic marketing side of things just wasn't there. And when I see a teacher who's like 70 years old who isn't using any sort of smartphone, still holding one of those old Nokias, shout out to Nokia, you make great phones that are unbreakable. And no hate to the teachers, they're just doing their job. You know, when you say that and you're paying for it, you know, it's like buying a car with a broken engine. It's not really going anywhere. I mean, you may go a little bit forward, but eventually it's just going to break down. It's going to cost you more to fix than what it's worth. And that's ultimately, you know, why I'm deciding to drop out of university, or at least defer for a while. I mean, realistically, I can't sit here and tell you that all my businesses are going to be sustainable in the future and everything. I have no idea. I really hope they are, because being able to travel the world, be in Mykonos currently, and book a villa like this all to myself and stay on this beach is just amazing. And it's something that I dreamed of, and I finally made it happen. And that's after a year of constant e-commerce work. And I'm no expert, I'm not saying that I am. This is just simply what I've done. I'm sharing it with you guys. I mean, if you want to go to university, obviously, you know, you should if you want to. If you want to do law, medicine, anything like that that actually needs a degree, I think you should 100% invest your time into going and doing it, because, you know, I don't think anyone would trust a doctor that says, you know, I just learned from YouTube, or I learned from a guru. I'd be like, yeah, no. But if you want to run your own online businesses, you want to be your own boss, look, university and college will teach you fundamentals. It will teach you stuff that you probably could learn at home, but I mean, if you want to go learn it there, you can. You may make some friends, you may not. You can join societies. Look, there are benefits of university and colleges, but there's a lot of downsides too, and I'm going to talk about them now. I talked about one before, being outdated content. That's a really big part of it, especially when you're paying a lot of money. The second downside is the fact that most people, they don't care. You know, they're just there. The students are just there because that's what they've been brought up to believe. You know, you have to go to university, get a job, and then work 9 to 5. Obviously, that's just generalizing. That's not for everyone, but a good portion of them are literally just there. You know, whatever, just go. And that's not really a productive environment. I mean, if you've ever been to a mastermind with a bunch of young entrepreneurs who are either doing startups, e-commerce, whatever they're doing, they're all very focused, laser beam focused, and they're all there for one single purpose: to progress, to network, and to just work, essentially. And when you go to university, if you're not doing something like medicine or law, the really high-end third-year law, I don't think you're gonna find that vibe. And that's really detrimental, especially when you're being a young entrepreneur and you want to progress in the e-com space, such as what I'm doing. And just being stuck there with a bunch of people who just don't care is really, it's just not good. It's not something that puts you in the right headspace, you know. And then with assignments and stuff, it's very difficult to obviously run your businesses and try not fail at the same time. And then you've also got pressure from parents and everything. I mean, that for me has also been quite, you know, taxing on me. You know, it's obviously a big change for my parents. a year and a half ago, you know, not making any money, and now changing the game up and working for myself and wanting to do this for the rest of my life, essentially. You know, not saying, you know, dropship for the rest of your life, but run online businesses and just be my own boss for the rest of my life. It's as I mentioned before, you know, being here in Mykonos, this is just a dream, and for me at least, by myself, this probably would have not been achievable, or very difficult to achieve with just a conventional 9-to-5 job. Let alone I've always been unemployable. I've worked a couple of 9-to-5 jobs, but very short. I didn't stay there for too long. There were multiple reasons, you know, they didn't pay me, etc. But I think that I'm just walking by the pool as well. I hope I don't fall in. But yeah, you know, this has just been kind of like a random kind of talk video, hoping to, you know, provide anyone who's kind of looking for consolation about whether they should go to university or not. If you want to do your own thing, it's probably best to do it, but you have to be motivated. That's the one key thing that I have to point out to you guys, is that especially now that I'm considering dropping out or deferring, whatever you want to call it, it's the motivation factor that I really need to consider. And that's, you know, no one's going to be on my back. It's going to be up to me. And, you know, I mean, it is a bit freaky thinking, oh, there's no plan B. But this is why I'm going to work my butt off, so I can keep going to cool places like this, keep relaxing, getting a zen vibe. Haven't done too much work this past couple of weeks that I've just been here. I've just been relaxing, you know, chilling out, meeting up with some of my friends at night who are locals here. We've been going to Cava Paradiso, which is the biggest club on the island, in Tropicana. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna go rent some jet skis today down at that beach somewhere down there. Should be pretty cool. But yeah, you know, look, if you are a young entrepreneur, keep killing it and keep doing what you want to do. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But that's only if you're dedicated. If you're just doing it for, you know, the e-com Shopify dropshipping wave, that's not going to last, and you'll most likely not make any money. And if you drop out of uni or school and it all goes tits up a month later, that's very bad. So I think that's the main point I'm trying to get at here, that it's mainly your mindset that should determine whether you should leave university or not. You shouldn't leave if you just can't be bothered to do the exams and stuff, and you think you'll stay at home and drop ship for the rest of your life, or run eBay businesses for the rest of your life, because there's a good chance that you'll probably not be bothered to do those as well after 2 months, and when it gets difficult, you'll most likely give up. And I don't want to see that happening to anyone. I know originally, back in, you know, 2016, when I first thought, oh man, I'm not enjoying university, I didn't leave because, as I mentioned in my previous video, I wasn't making any money. If I was to leave, where would I go? What would I do? I didn't have, you know, I didn't have anything that I was currently doing at the time, apart from just DJing and producing music. And I mean, I love it, but I wasn't at the level that I needed to be in order to start living a lifestyle like this. I mean, for any DJs that are currently doing that and are living that life, well, good on ya. You guys are absolutely amazing and keep killing it. But yeah, you know, now that I've kind of been able to steady myself, I think it's time that I say goodbye to university for a while. Maybe I'll go back in the future, I'm not sure. But it's time that I just put my head down, work on my businesses, get my new car, which I want to get, which in Australia, it's kind of stupid because I'm still 20, and in Australia I can't drive this car until I'm 21, which is next year. So I have to wait a while, and I can't get insurance on it, so it is definitely very silly, but hopefully I can figure a way around it. It's the BMW M2 or the M4, I can't decide what one I want. I have to test drive both when the time's right. Thanks for watching the video, guys. As always, if you did enjoy anything, if you found any value whatsoever, make sure to just drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me any feedback you want. You know, make sure to follow my socials. They're in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And make sure you check out Mykonos.